I keep having this reoccurring dream that I'm standing at the edge of the ocean, and the salt is in the air, and the burning sun is beating down on my back, and I can feel the sand in between my toes. I'm just standing there, watching the waves crash, and then they call out to me, but I don't move. Then this wall of water hits me, and I'm sinking. I'm drowning. But now I can move, and so I'm pushing and kicking, just trying to get out of the current. But it's no use. I'm stuck. I'm at a standstill. A reasonable reaction to seeing your father fucking your girlfriend is anger, right? I was pissed off. But the problem is, 6 months later, and I'm still angry. It's not the rage, the eagerness to key their cars that I had before, but I can't get over it. And after it happened, I tried to move on. I quit law school. I moved into a new apartment. I started reading self-help books. How to Stop Being Pissed Off for Dummies. It said to change my diet. So now I'm a vegan. I would kill for a Chick-fil-A sandwich right now. But I am trying to become a better version of myself. It said to increase exercise and meditation. So now I go to yoga 3 times a week. I have more Zen than Buddha. I got a new job working with a bunch of hippy-dippy animal rights people. I lost 10 pounds and I still feel this way. When I sit in my crappy apartment, I think of them often. I think of her eyes, so haunting and beautiful. They're like 2 sapphires, jewels that are the color of cornflowers, and they pulled me in the first time I met her. And she pulled me in like a fish. I was a goner. Her eyes blinded me to a lot. To everything else. Looking back on it, I can see her hair clumped up in the drain, her clothes and dishes all over the apartment. I mean, she was a slob. And it was annoying, but I was so infatuated that I didn't care. And I see his designer suits and the ties he wore that always looked like they were choking him. If you looked up a definition of proper and stuffy, a picture of him would be right there. When I think of him, I think of my mom. I think of her 1,000-watt smile and her booming laugh. No matter what I did, her smile and laugh were always there. Her love was always there. I tried to get the same sentiment from my dad when she died. That's why I clung to him, but which I thought she would have wanted. I thought I always wanted to be like my dad, but I can't. I have to doggy paddle to shore to find something else because I can't live for him anymore.
Hey, Mom. I've been thinking about some stuff, and I think that our relationship could be better. Well, I mean, like, it's great, and I love you so, so much. It's just that, so I've been listening to this podcast, and it's about cultivating quality relationships. And so this woman, her name's like Brienne, I think. Well, anyway, she says that in order for relationships to flourish, there needs to be dialogue about the not flourishing things. So anyway, it got me thinking, like, even though our relationship is great, it could be so much better. So I wrote something because she said that it's important to be specific and concise. So if you just like have a minute. Okay, great. So I love and appreciate you and our relationship. But I think an area that we could improve on is reciprocal conversation. An example of when I think we did this poorly was the other day when I said, I'm not sure if I should keep dating Joey or not. Maybe I'm better off alone. And you responded by taking a pause and then saying, these trees are so small. And so when you ignore me like that, you make me feel like you don't care about what's going on in my life or the fact that I'm trying really hard to make good decisions, or maybe you think I'm just incapable of making good decisions anyway. And well, I don't think that, I just feel it. And okay, so while this is one specific example, I think that moments like this are recurring in our conversations, and the thing that made me think about all this, and Brienne would call it the external expression of an internal problem, is the sweater that you got me for my birthday. And I really don't want to be ungrateful because I really thank you so much for thinking of me and picking it out. And I like sweaters. It's just that it's turquoise. And like, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with turquoise. And I know it's your favorite color, but did you know that for every birthday that I can remember, you've gotten me something turquoise? And it just makes me think, I wonder if she's ever asked herself, or better yet, me, does Kelsey even like turquoise? Or what's her favorite color? Or how's her day going? Or why is she so sad all the time? Or why didn't she come home last night? And it's fine. Like, I don't want you to hover over me or anything. And I mean, I haven't gotten myself killed, but you just don't even seem to care. Like, normal parents would be mad if their kids came home past curfew. Normal parents would notice when their kids come home past curfew. Just your complete indifference about my life is exhausting. And I don't want to have to keep fighting for your attention. I don't want to have to keep fighting to matter to you. And I can't stand here another day and just listen to you drone on and on about how work is without even you asking how my day was. Like, or even yet listening to me speak. Okay, I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean... I love you so much. I need you to say something. To say anything? Mom, please.
I literally haven't been to the dentist in like months. Oh my gosh, I literally just had the worst, wait, sorry. I just remembered that blow pops still exist. Anyway, So I gave my dog Xanax. Well, because like my aunt is a veterinarian or whatever, so she gave them to us for Pig. And she said that they're supposed to like make Pig chill out or whatever. So I gave him some, and he like didn't really change for a few minutes, but then he like fell asleep really quickly. And then like around 3 he woke up from his bed, and I like heard him because he was making this like really weird quiet little bark sound. And so I went into the patio to check on him, and I go in and he's like looking around the patio kind of like he like didn't know where he was. So I thought it was like the medication, you know, because like that stuff can be strong, so I just thought it was just kicking in or whatever. And yeah, his name is actually Pig. Why do you ask? Okay, anyway, so I went over to him. I went over to him to check on him, because he was just, like, really confused, and so I thought the medication was, like, still working or whatever, so I, like, go over to him, and I try and help him back in bed, and when I, like, go to put my hand down and, like, pick him up, he, like, literally started growling at me and barking at me. Like, he literally, like, was about to attack me. Like, I was, like, a stranger or something. And even if I, like, tried to say his name or, like, tried to get close to him, he would just, like, keep barking louder and just, like, kept growling. It was just, he was really weird. So I went into the kitchen and I called my mom and, like, I told her about Pig and that he was, like, growling and stuff. Tyler, I can call my dog whatever I want, because he's my dog. No, I named him. My little sister couldn't even count 2 years ago, so she wouldn't have been able to name him. Okay, guys, stop interrupting the story. Okay, so, yeah, so I called my mom, and I told her about Pig, and she was like, I'll be home from work in an hour. And I was like, okay, but he isn't going to sleep, and he seems really disoriented. And she was like, just give him another Xanax, I'm sure he'll be fine. And I was like, Mom, I can't even get close to him, let alone shove a pill in his mouth. And she was like, okay, fine, she basically said, just like, wait till I get home, or whatever. So I waited for like an hour, and I just watched him cluelessly try to realize where he was, which was honestly, like, you know, just like not the funnest thing to do or watch, because I mean, like, he'd lived there for 2 years at this point, and he was like walking around like he'd never even like seen anything in the house before. But anyway, so my mom finally came home, and she basically did the same thing I did, and he just like still growled and barked and stuff, so we knew, like, something was up. And so we put him in his cage, and he was, like, pissed about that, barking and yelping the whole time. And then we took him to this animal hospital that's down the street. So we got to the animal hospital, and they let us in, and they take us back into the room, and they took him out, and they look at him, and they basically told us that he had rapid dementia. Hello? Oh, no. Sorry, guys. I thought someone was at my door. Anyway, so we were, like, pretty taken aback at first about the dementia. And then the doctors were like, they asked us if he had gone through any stressful or traumatic events that may have, like, triggered this. And then we remembered, like, so 3 weeks ago, my aunt, who's a vet, came down to, like, update his shots and his vaccines or whatever, and so Pig was really freaked out by that and the needles and stuff. So when we told the doctors that, they said that most likely the stress from that, like, situation triggered the dementia. And then they told us that they could like medicate him to make him last as long as he could, or just put him down. And like we thought about it for like a half an hour, but basically after combining how much the medication would cost and the fact that he would be living in pain, we decided to put him down. I know they're called doctors, Emily. I literally just said like 5 minutes ago that my aunt is a vet, okay? I know that animal doctors are called vets. Anyway, so yeah, we went through the whole process of like, do you want him cremated or like do you want his body? And we ended up just getting him cremated. And then they offered us like this thing where they could like make a mold of his paw print for us, so we did that. So yeah, they took him in the back and they gave him some stuff to calm him down, and then they came in and they did it. No, Emily, I didn't cry. My mom and sister did. They were like sobbing pretty much, but no, I didn't. Kind of apathetic? Tyler, what the hell does kind of apathetic mean? I didn't say I wasn't sad. I just said that like I didn't cry. Okay? Like do I need to cry to prove that I'm sad? I feel like if I was a boy, you'd say I was like strong for getting through it or something. I feel like in that moment I was just like, Pig is probably going to a better place and I'm gonna be able to get through this, you know? I think it's fine to think something like that. I mean, it's probably a sign of strength to be able to have that mindset. I mean, not probably. I know that it is. To be able to be in the middle of a moment of like fear and sadness and be able to say, I'll get through this. I mean, that's why I wear this ring. That's why I'm captain of the soccer team. That's why. What? You call that strength? But one day you'll crack and all of the ugliness inside will show? Jeez. Why are you going off? Tyler, didn't you like literally drop out of varsity soccer because the warm-ups gave you asthma? Like literally just the warm-ups. Whatever, okay? Whatever, maybe one day I'll crack or whatever. But there's nothing ugly inside of me. I think all you'll see is purple, like an array of purple crystals, and they'll shine in the sun and you'll be like, oh wow, I feel so stupid for saying that she's ugly on the inside. And I'll be like, yeah, you should feel stupid, because all there is like a bunch of glistening gems and you'll like have to squint and to even see it because I'm so bright.
Hello, my name's Amy, and I supposedly have an eating disorder. The only reason I came to this is because my mom told me that if I came, she would get me a new iPhone 11. I have a shitty 5, and I've been asking for a new one for forever. But she tells me, how can I take care of a new phone if I can't take care of myself? Which is completely insane, because I've been balancing school and lacrosse and social life pretty well for the past 16 years. So how's that for taking care of myself? I don't really see how I'm the one at fault here, when my loving mother has done nothing to help me at all. All she does is constantly tell me over and over again that I shouldn't eat this, or I should eat that, or I should go for a walk around the block because I'm looking a little bloated, or I shouldn't eat past 9 o'clock because that's gluttonous. So no wonder I wake up in the middle of the night wanting to throw my guts up because my nightmares are telling me, why did you do this to yourself? Because God forbid if I eat one oatmeal raisin cookie. Yes, an oatmeal raisin cookie, the healthiest fucking cookie on this planet. I'll be condemned to a 2-hour vigil in front of my toilet, on my knees, crouching over the shrine of white china, just hoping I can lose a few pounds. Waiting until I see that cookie once again, just floating in the ocean of kale and protein shakes. I don't have an eating disorder. I have a shitty mother who constantly reminds me that I'll never be anything if I look like that. I'd also like to give a personal shout out to all the TikTok dancers for making me feel so fucking insecure if a section of my stomach jiggles from doing the renegade. So when can we go to the Apple store?
Everything seemed fine. Of course, it got hard sometimes, and I was able to make it through, but now I'm wounded. I'm all out of tricks. Something has died, and I don't feel like me anymore. I'm not me anymore. I am that floppy piece of bread you throw into the lake for the fish to eat. But none of the fish ever come to eat that bread because they want a toasted croissant. They want something bigger and harder and toasted, and they want the toasted croissant, okay? No. They don't come for me. Fish don't come to me. That floppy piece of bread that dreams, that hopes one day it will be toasted. And guess what? That soggy piece of bread floats there. And one day, it dissolves. The fish never come, and all hope is lost. I've talked to specialists. You know, I've gotten help. I've gotten the pills. I've taken the pills. They don't work, but I still take them. And I've watched videos. I've watched all the videos. I've watched a lot of videos, and none of them lift me up. So today, I thought maybe I'll try eating healthy. You know, maybe if I give my body the right fuel it needs, it can feel better, perform better. You may think I need spinach to get muscles like Popeye, or an apple to keep the doctor away. But no. My answer lies in this grimy, muddy, rose-colored fruit. Black raspberries. Black raspberries are high in antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin E. They boost libido. I mean, this fruit is key to unlocking my drive and desire. Black raspberries, they are going to give me the boost, the confidence I need. Maybe, you know, help me get in the mood, get me to do something. But what if the black raspberries don't work? Then I'm done. I'm out. I'm running dry like the Grand Canyon here. Why does this happen to me? I mean, I'm young, not wild, but I'm free. Why am I down when I should be up? You know, this shouldn't be happening to somebody So new to the game. Come on, old boy. Please. I need you. You know, I don't even recognize you anymore. Okay? Like, please. I wouldn't do this to you. Don't let me down. I mean, we had such good days. Remember middle school? 7th grade? Yeah, you were crazy. we had dreams, you know? And look, what happened to you? I don't even recognize you now. Mm. Remember when we kissed Rebecca Jeter? 9th grade? You lost it. Yeah, you did. And not gonna lie, it was Niagara Falls that day. So why are we in Death Valley Desert now? We've grown together. You know, we used to be best buds. But now, we made a great team. Look, I need you. So please, do this for me.
So I'm standing there in the middle of the street with my hands out, palms open, waiting for something. I don't even know what I'm waiting for, just something. And that's when I met Sebastian. The first thing he said to me, obviously, was, "Why are you standing in the middle of the road?" But it was winter in Illinois, so no cars were out because no one had anywhere to go. So it was safe. It was a place of movement, of transport, a middle ground between my past and my future, and he met me right there. And that was 24 years ago. And now we have our beautiful kids, Maggie, whose work you're all familiar with, and Harlow, who will be spreading his wings at Yale in the fall. And I see the seeds that Sebastian has planted in this community. And I see the way you all support his vision financially and just by being here. And I see the importance of Sebastian running for office. And I see greatness in the future. I see. Ugh. I keep saying I see. Glad I'm not Sebastian's speechwriter, huh? Too repetitive, he'd say. They know I can see. I don't have to tell them. That's what he'd say. No, but it's true. The future is going to be magnificent. It's going to be good, and it's all thanks to amazing people like you and like my husband. So raise a glass to Sebastian, to a campaign that magnifies, dignifies, and oh God, I can't think of a third word. Oh, wow, this is humiliating. You know what, everybody, put him down. We're not gonna toast yet. I can't. I've always had issue with the fact that we as humans, we can't understand everything. That's my grief with our world. I want knowledge. Do you understand everything? Do you? God, I don't. I don't understand rage. It so often consumes me, but I don't understand it. And I don't understand this. This feels wrong. Being here, yeah, I don't like this. This almost coronation sad excuse of a political savior nomination. I mean, who do you think you all are? Who do you think Sebastian is? The devoted husband? The intentional father? God, stop looking at me like that, Sebastian. Just stop it! You stare at me like I'm see-through, but I'm not. You can't see through me. I'm not a piece of glass. I'm not fragile either, so just... I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to get upset. Tonight is about Sebastian, the love of my life. I do love him, I do. And let me tell you, I am nothing without love. Not the kind of love that I can shower on everyone, but the kind I can devote myself to and work every day to perfect. I am nothing without that love. God, when Sebastian and I first met, our hearts fluttered endlessly to the same rhythm. It was, and this is going to sound trite, but it was magical. Everything was so easy. Everything was easy. And then one day Sebastian said, "Why are you chewing so loud?" God, why are you chewing so loud? It was the first time the anger he felt towards something entirely unrelated to me rebounded and landed on me. It was the first time. First of many. Because anger does that. It's so sneaky like that. It comes out of someone and flies towards my open target. Meanwhile, the love we have, the love I have, that I work so hard to polish and perfect, that love is treated like a dastardly worm. It struggles to the surface just so it can die. Unmet. Unappreciated. And we all give into that. We all accept that structurally. Anger is always forgiven. And love is never to be met shamelessly. It's always to be met with doubt and humiliation and hesitation, and always to be buried with regret, always. And I find myself facing often the sorest, most stinging regret. But I'm not overcome by it. I wasn't, at least until now. God, you know what? When my mother died, Sebastian, like always, thought he knew everything. And when my grief had become too much for him, he said to me, "You know, I think in a way it's selfish for us to cry after someone dies. We aren't crying for them. We're crying because they won't make us laugh anymore. We won't see them anymore. They have nothing left to give us. We're crying for ourselves." That is what Sebastian said to me. And I wept on the way home from the funeral. Well, Sebastian, maybe all emotions are selfish, not just grief. Maybe they all are. Yours certainly are. You know, I read somewhere that everything we feel, all our emotions, should be 50% in, 50% out. So everything we feel, we should inflict it to the same degree on someone else. However much love we give, we also have to receive. But that isn't real. No, that's a fantasy. That's only true for abusers and for those addicted to wrath and pain. That isn't for love. Love is to be given wholly, even if that same love is never so gently inflicted upon us. Look at me, Sebastian. Look at me. Do you see now? Well, I guess it's time for me to be killed and buried. Cheers to Sebastian, an angry husband.
They did it again. Another brilliant female character reduced to a sickening pile of flowy pink material. Why? Do designers think that pink is the only color women can wear to prove they're feminine? It's like they've forgotten the rest of the rainbow exists. Something in their little misogynistic capitalist brains screams, "Make it pink!" Every time some poor girl goes through a transformation. Come on. We're not all Barbie or Elle Woods. Nothing about this character asks you to put them in a dress the color of the Pink Panther. Okay. And yes, I get it. Some girls out there really do like pink. I don't have a problem with that. Knock yourselves out if you really want to wear Dolores Umbridge's signature color. But taking characters like Hermione Granger and throwing them in a pink gown when the book clearly says it was periwinkle blue, that's unforgivable. I am not asking for much. Just start using purple or blue, maybe green or orange even. Just, I'm begging you, anything but pink.
Sarah, can you pass me the brush? The brush, yes. Thank you. Did you know? Pass me the paper, will you, dear? Did you know there's going to be a huge ship in the port today? In the port, at the harbor, there will be the world's fastest cargo ship. Paper said so. The world's fastest. Oh, excuse me? Cruise ship, not cargo ship. The world's fastest cruise line in Lake Superior. Guess they just heard the name and forgot to check the temperature. It's going to be freezing on the water, even in the spring. Superior water still freezes over, you know. That's the thing no one tells you about names, Sarah. They don't really matter at all. Even when they should. Even when that is their sole purpose, is to describe what they describe. And then they don't, I suppose. Well, the cruise ship, for example, it's named something like Sparkling Oasis something or other. And in fact, there's just going to be some underdone lobster at a grimy poolside buffet and just a tiny bathroom to handle the fallout. Sorry, I suppose that's not very ladylike. In any case, well, here's paper. Would you like to know a story about my name? How many times must I tell you children are to be seen and not heard? I would swear to heaven I don't know who raised you. Surely my daughter would know better than that. Oh, stop it. I'm only kidding. You know, I never told you how my parents got to America in the first place. Isn't that something you'd like to know? Well, come here. Come here. My mother used to tell me stories when I was little and French braid my hair. Doesn't that sound like fun? I'll take you to the park afterwards. Very well. Thank you, Sarah. Now, when my grandfather was very young, he came over to America on a steamboat from France. And he had a little wife, Adelaide, my grandmother. And they moved to New Orleans, which he loved because he said it was just like another little France, and which she loved because she said it was nothing at all like France. And my mother was born there in Louisiana shortly after the Great War. Her name was Camille. She chose a very bad time to be born, and my father chose a very bad time to emigrate, but that's... Anyway, not much longer after that, Mother met a businessman named Charles, who had a very successful department store near the heart of New Orleans. As I recall, she didn't like him much, but he was wealthy and
pretty kind, which is really the only thing that mattered back then. Charles had a brother, Andrew. He shared the store, but he got drafted into World War II. Mother always said it was funny that he died in the place where she narrowly missed being born. At any rate, if Mother chose a bad time to be born, I chose worse. 1946, right after the war ended. Mother named me Colette. Mostly because it sounds real French, but it means victory of the people. Only I found that very strange, because I certainly wasn't a means of victory to my financially bereft parents, and France certainly didn't seem so victorious after 1 million people died there. But I found it was more of a desire for the future than a descriptor of the past. My father did very well. He got full ownership of the store after his brother died, and it soon gathered a huge following, but now he needed more help, so I would be the help with the checkout and everything. It was very exciting. Living in the city, working for my father, learning to be a businesswoman. Of course, that's working in the stores where I met your father. He was a furs merchant and he needed a business consultant, and well, and here we are in Minnesota. So I guess you can fill in the rest of the story. Fine, you've been a good sport. Go fetch your brother in the bag and I'll get the keys. That's stupid. I'm grateful. It's as if I don't exist. I acted to my mother that way. And after all we've done to give her a very nice home, the very best chances of life, and the very sweetest childhood, but all she wants to do is go to the damn park. I suppose it's all right. She's just a girl, Letty. She'll have to do the same one day. Then she'll know. Sarah! Do you have anything to tell me? Sarah, I went on a trip last week, did I not? A 3-day trip to my father's funeral in Louisiana. And you remained here, did you not, with your brother and Mrs. Rogers? And I gave you $20 in exchange for one thing. One responsibility, to water my orchid. And you did, right? Otherwise you would not have taken the money. You would never accept payment for something that you didn't do, right? Because that would be very bad behavior indeed. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Did you water my orchid? You did. Well then, darling, perhaps you can explain something to me. Perhaps you can tell me then why my orchid is dying. Why my orchid, my beautiful, expensive orchid, the one that has been in my family for 50 years, the one that my father gave to me as a wedding gift, the one I paid you $20 to water. The only thing I have left from my family, since you dear can't possibly be my family or you would have not done this to me, why the hell is my orchid dead? Do you know what, Sarah? Maybe names do have power, and maybe sometimes they are right. Sarah. I hate that name. It is plain, and it is biblical, and it is not French. And I told your father I would never consent to it. You were supposed to be Emma. Oh. You were supposed to complete me. But do you know what, Sarah? Your name did end up fitting you well. It means princess. And that is just what you are. A vapid, stupid princess who isn't subject to anything she doesn't want to do. When I was your age, I was taking returns 12 hours a day, and all you could do is watch television and watch as your mother washes the dishes and takes care of your dog and practically still washes your little behind. Do you know who else Sarah is? In the Bible, she is Abraham's spineless wife. She is a coward. She trusts her idiot husband after he cuckolds her and nearly sacrifices her child because she is lazy and selfish, and most of all, she is a bitch. She is the biggest bitch in the whole Bible. And you are, without a doubt, living up to that family history very well. But you are not living up to mine. Sorry if I shocked you, dear. I'm afraid I'm exceedingly partial to my orchid. I'll be down in a second. Go on without me.